everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Three Slips and Silly Points. Looks like Raj has already taken a catch a bit early. For that one, I'm going to drop him to Gully.
It's all good. It's all good.
We got Chai here, a first slip. I promoted myself to a second slip. And Raj, there's going to be no slip. Third slip, there's going to go to Gully because he
I'll be the
preempted
silly point of the day.
catch. I was a silly. Yeah, that's right. That's the most important. That's right. All right. Today, we all know what it's going to be. Third test, a wet, super interrupted, but I think we had a chance at the end. There was a slight chance we could, if that rain did not happen. It was a one day with
50,
45
55.
overs. I think
55
45.
overs, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
45 over 50, 55 overs. I
Yeah.
think it could have been an interesting game and really rejuvenated the test
Especially with them being
discussion
a
that
bowler down,
everyone's
would
just
have
like,
been really interesting.
Exactly.
correct. Yes, that's right. That's right. But again, I think to start off, yes, the rain was very annoying. Don't get me wrong. And then middle of the game, we were like, okay, there's got to be more rain. Please, God, let there be more rain. Australia played very well. Their batting head, oh my God, hats off. Like he's unstoppable. The only way to get him out is they're in a position where he can just swing and he gets out. If not, then we can't get him out.
Head chooses to leave. Yeah.
Head chooses to leave. That's right. That's right. Yes, that's right. But India, like, I'm just gonna go through India. Something's just not right. There is a missing connection. There is synergy seems to be out. Batting, just all the main batters seems to be rookie mistakes again at this level. Rookie mistakes where Australia and there was, I think, day 3 or day 2 where like Australia was coming back in and like the cameraman had zoomed in into the Australian like huddle, and you could hear Cummins just say, as long as they're swinging their bat like what Kohli did and everything, I'm okay with that. Drives, that's what it is, and that's what all the commentators were saying. This is the type of the pitch where
but
they're driving.
I feel like all captains
After a
would say
while,
that
they're going to
when
be
they
gone.
have
Yeah.
450 runs on the board already. like if they have 500 on the board, of course they'll have 7 slips, 6 gullies. We don't need anyone else, and then just make them drive. I don't care if they hit a 4. But I think the other point, I think the Aussie commentators highlighted, and I think it's a big one, is the amount of balls McSweeney, Labuschagne, and Khawaja soak up at the start, which allows middle order to actually like score runs.
Yeah.
And if you look at the contrast on the Indian side, it's not there. And if you pull back to the first game, Australian people struggled because they didn't do the initial soaking of the balls and score runs at the top. And Indian side did when they had that massive 200-run partnership. And then Kohli came, looked majestic, no forms were questioned. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, this dude's back.
He's back.
Everyone scored runs, right? But I think the key here was to make that new ball old. If you make it old, the middle order comes in, they're like, we'll show them who the boss is. Like how Stephen Smith is now back.
I wonder who could do that. I wonder which expert
not Jasper. Not
could do
Jasper.
that. Rooting for.
Oh man, you remember?
Not Jasper.
You remember the days
Starting
of
with
Sehwag coming in, and his sole motto was whack the ball so hard in the first 5 overs that it travels, it rolls to the boundary or flies to the boundary, just takes the shine out of the ball straight away, right? Negotiate that, and then
especially on this condition where it's so wet that it's just a bar of soap after like 6 overs.
And it was essentially what Travis Head was doing. He did not stay there. His first 10, 15 balls is essentially just trying to find himself, and then once he was there, he could start seeing the ball, assess the conditions, and start whacking the bat. Right? There were constant boundaries being hit.
Yeah.
But the difference is when Travis Head came, 35 overs what were really bowled, versus when you go for the same player who came in as Travis said, which is Rohit Sharma or someone on our side. He came in at like, I think 17 over mark, or I think even earlier, to be honest. Like under 15 were bowled, and I think we'd lost like 4 or 5 wickets already. So
And I think he got out when the second new
second new
ball was
ball.
taken, right?
Which match did you
was it
watch?
when got out? I don't
India
know.
got to the second new ball.
Really? I don't think they only managed to do that once in that
In that first
the pink test. No,
Perth
not
game, yeah.
first innings.
No,
Perth game.
Perth.
First innings.
Yeah.
No, Perth game.
And
Okay,
what
okay.
they scored
Yeah.
yesterday was the
But
second highest total in this series for India so far. The first one is the second innings in Perth, and after that we did not even get to 200.
Yeah. So look,
oh my God. It's not. Like if we go through this Australian squad, right? Like Khwaja again, I
no,
think he's just
but
the mid
if you go to
twenties,
the first innings, right?
30s.
Look at
It's
the
not.
balls he's facing, right? So let's forget the
Yeah,
runs,
first innings,
right?
yeah.
Let's do
Yeah,
a
that's right.
one-to-one comparison. Jaswal faces 2 balls,
Yeah, yeah.
gets out. Khwaja faces
Yeah.
54 balls, only scores 21. That's all good, but still
Yeah.
faces 54 balls, right? Shubman Gill faces 3
Yeah.
balls, gets out. McSweeney scores just 9, but faces
Yeah.
49 balls, right? Kohli faces
49 balls,
16
yeah.
balls. Manas faces 55. So
Yeah.
that's just a one-to-one comparison of the first 3
Yeah.
wickets. And
also the one of the things they discussed about and which is our weakness and Australia did not, it's like Sweeney and Khwaja, they waited for the ball to come to them, right? If anything was a little wider or some close, right? They left it. They had that discipline to be like, okay, cool, we know,
Yeah.
right? But your likes of the greats of look, Gill's not a bad, he's a pretty good player, but
I'd probably put it.
he reached
I'll
for it.
probably put it the
Kohli
other way
reached for it.
around. We were bowling short. We never invited them to drive. Uh, so if you
Yeah,
look at the
that's another
pitch
thing.
map,
Correct.
there
Yeah.
was nothing. Everything was a bit back of length in our bowling lineup because we knew that they wouldn't be going, so we had to get the ball onto them for that edge to come through.
Yeah.
And they were playing it really safe because there was no swing, nothing was happening. On the other side, Aussies
Yeah.
knew the weakness. The only way, if the ball was coming onto the bats,
Yeah.
they would have defended, right? This is what essentially, Rahul and his, near leave
Yeah.
miss or whatever you want to call that,
no,
right?
no, yeah,
Block
The
miss.
block miss.
Yeah.
the block.
Block miss.
But they knew that we would be going for shots. We would be looking for scoring runs. It's a psychological game. None of the top order players, except for Rahul, has scored any major runs consistently. Rahul's the only guy that has
Yeah.
consistently been performing. He's seeing through. So he's waiting for the ball to come to him to score, or he's waiting for a loose ball to hit. He's not desperate
Yeah.
to score runs.
Yeah, but I think the key is, I think Rahul is hitting the balls outside of off stump, but he waits until he's fully set. Once he's set, and then they bowled in the same half
Yeah.
volleys, 4 balls. He drove them. He drove them really well, but he didn't touch
Yeah.
them for the initial half of his innings.
Again, that's the confidence. That's the mind game, right? At this point, everyone knows that Kohli is not scoring runs, Gill's not scoring runs, Rohit's not scoring runs, and these
To
guys
me,
are trying to score runs by all right, anything that's outside off stump. This is a boundary ball. I'm just going to drive at it.
yeah. But to
Yeah.
be honest, I think Gill's wicket in the first inning was probably the most disappointing one because he went for a full-blooded drive to a
Yeah.
ball that was at the 9th stump. He could have had 2 more sets, and that's where the ball was. And he tried driving that ball when he knows Jaiswal has just gotten out. We can't afford to lose a wicket. Just let that ball go, bro. It's all good.
It's confusing, right? I'm pretty sure these guys are training when they're in the nets and everything. Yes, anything outside 9th stump or
Yeah, but I think
7th
so.
stump,
From
just
their point of view,
leave
they
it.
want to assert
It's
dominance from the moment they get to the pitch, so they know I've arrived.
Yeah.
And plus, I think it also builds confidence when they know it's a ball that they've hit 100 times, so they're gonna hit it again. And if it goes for a four, it like just because cricket at the end is just a game of confidence, right? Like the
Mm.
batters, their confidence is higher. Their confidence, the better they feel,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
better
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
do on the pitch. So that just to me looks like a
Mm.
confidence ball for Shubman Gill, but the risk percentage is a lot higher,
Yeah.
especially when you've only
Quite,
faced three
quite
balls, right?
Yeah, but like correct. But you got two tests where a lot of those wickets were swinging, and Kohli took it on like the sixth stump, right? Like this is two tests. But again, this is again me comparing against Jaswal, right? So Jaswal on the first innings, okay, it was a good ball.
It
I
wasn't a
think,
good ball. It was a half volley.
like yes, it was a good ball by Stark, and they trapped him. When I say good, as in they planned for how to get him out,
No,
right?
but
Because you had Mitch
it's
Marsh there.
it's
You had
no
Mitch
no, but
Marsh there.
it's a standard
But he
field. It's a
corrected
standard field.
that.
You
No,
always
no.
have one. Do you know it? And Mitch Marsh was the only player
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like on the leg side. He could have hit
That's
over
right.
him,
Yeah, yeah.
left of him, right of him. No, he. I think it was a lapse in his concentration at that point because I think
No, but if you look at that, in the second innings, right? There were two balls in this exact spot where we had like, before rain came out. He played straighter. He didn't
yeah, he
turn
went for
his
an on
bat, right?
drive.
To
Yeah,
for it to go there. He straightens bat. Yeah, right? Like, I'm
yeah.
a little confused. He's
Like,
much, much, much younger, right? He's still learning.
but I think
He's able to
in that
tweak that.
first
But
two
yeah,
balls, because now that Stark's gotten him out in the first over a couple times, it's in his head.
yeah,
Again,
yeah.
it's the confidence level that he had in that first overs
Mm,
that's just gone down a bit,
yeah.
and that's where the errors are coming in.
yeah,
Because Jassal can hit any of those balls anywhere he pleases,
Yeah.
but it's the confidence.
yeah,
Yeah, but that,
yeah.
wait, but
And we've
but
seen
but
that, right? We've seen the
that's
glimpse
the
of it,
thing, right?
right?
Like
It's the
classic,
yeah. Nope.
a young player comes
Yeah.
and their confidence dips a little bit, and then Aussies are all over you, yeah. They're like, there's no
Right.
coming back now.
That's essentially the or one of the main reasons we never had international debuts straight in an Aussie tour. But this generation is so
I
used
mean,
to
but this
all of
isn't
these
a
players.
debut, though, right? This isn't a debut anyway.
Not Jaiswal, but
Yeah.
essentially any
Yeah,
young player. You don't bring them straight into a series like this. But yeah.
yeah.
Oh well. Talking about younger
Yeah.
generation and debuts, we've got a massive retirement news that came through out of nowhere. Or we were
Oh yeah,
expecting. We were
but
expecting,
not
but
not
it
not
did
not
not.
this not this early in this series.
Yeah.
Not midway.
Ashwin, Ravichandran Ashwin announces retirement. He
Yeah,
at a state where he's the second leading wicket taker for Team India, only behind the great Anil Kumble. Is
yeah.
I was expecting that both him and Lion would have a bit of a banter and a up and down battle because both of them are so close in that table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he's got such a good record in Australia. He's got such a good record in Australia, and we wanted that, right? Like Suraj has given that bit of fieriness to the cricket, like in this BGT series. So we wanted Ashwin to get into it also, but unfortunately, and I watched the press conference. He said that they had a discussion when Rohit came to Perth. He landed in Perth. So they might have, they not might have, they would have had discussions around what the plan are for like the spinning attack for India for this whole series, and he would have made
I
the
don't think it's
decision
in the plan.
because
I
he's
don't
not
even
in the
think it's
picture.
that. I think
Which,
um, they wanted to assess what the squad or the 11 will be on the like once they get to Melbourne or once they get to Sydney.
mm,
Because I almost think he would have played in Sydney
yeah,
because Sydney's a very similar ground to like the subcontinents where you can probably afford to have two spinners. So Jandu and Ash can
mm,
play. Um, but I think he wanted that
mm,
clarity from get go, where he wants like I mean you understand that right? Like a man who's gotten over 500 wickets in Test cricket, you'd want him to think he's
yeah,
in the 11 regardless, right?
yeah.
Um,
I think a lot of us did see, he did play the second test, and every time the ball was hit
yeah,
to Ash, it was a boundary, right? We were all
yeah,
chatting in the background as well, hey man, age. This is where his age is showing up, and it's hard. Well, I think he's realized that as well. He must have waited for this, see how this third test goes, Jadeja
Yeah.
has come in, even though he didn't have a great anything to do with the bowling, but he did contribute a big inning, big score with the bat. So it essentially meant, his fitness and his contribution. I think Washi outweighed Ash
Mm,
in if we wanted to bring in a second spinner. And he's seen so many games, he's seen so many times, he's seen so many captains that he knew where things were headed. So
Yeah.
at least he's got the clarity. I'm missing out was he should have called this at the end of pink test, even though it didn't matter whether we win or lose. At least it could have been called as termed as a farewell test for Ash. Do a bit of you know
yeah.
final walk off from the ground or whatever, right?
Celebration
Give
of
him a
him.
celebratory
Yeah.
last over, or let him captain for the last 10 minutes of the game, or things like that. And you could always celebrate his legacy in the game rather than sitting at a digger
Yeah.
the entire test and walks up to a press conference and announces his retirement. Mic drop.
Yeah. But it's okay.
Oh well.
This means he's got more time to make more YouTube videos now. Lots of Kutni
Well,
stories are
Yes.
coming.
Oh, yes. That's right. Or join
we don't
other
know.
podcasts like Ashwin.
In
You got a
his
bit more
news, in
time.
his words, he did
Great.
say he's still got a bit of zeal in him, but he wants to take it back to grassroots, go back to the domestic
Yeah.
club cricket. Yeah, which
Yes, he said
for
club
him,
cricket.
club at this
Yeah,
point
club
is
cricket. Yeah.
Chennai Super Kings in the IPL.
IPL, TNPL,
Yeah,
lots of those. Yeah.
that's it.
So just PLs, just yeah.
Oh,
But I would
and
again, obviously the transition is going to be into
does this
playing
mean he's
this and
available for
commentary.
BBL now?
Yeah,
Good question. Maybe,
ooh,
but would he go to BBL for? I don't know if you have seen Sehwag's
I don't.
video on
Yeah,
why
but
Indian players.
the thing is, I don't think no, but I
Yeah,
don't think Ash would play in BBL for the money anyway. He'd just play for the sake of
Yeah,
playing.
true.
no. Yeah, yeah. But not for
I
not for
mean,
this
this BBL
series. He
just
may do
started,
it
right?
like next year or something, or
Yeah, he'll be
you
too
got a bit of
old
time
for the
depending on.
next one. He'll be too old,
Yeah, it just
maybe.
started. Yeah, yeah. But I think we all understand there are a lot of things that need to be fixed. Like they've got what nearly another 5 6 days. Um, that before India, because I think what
They'll
they're
probably
flying out
get
next day
to
today,
Melbourne soon. Yeah.
or I think tomorrow.
But
Yeah, correct. So I'm pretty
Oh,
sure all the Langhams, everything around there is super busy. We just like,
is that going to
hey, they've
include you
landed,
too,
just
Randeep?
running
Are you
around.
going to be
They've landed.
lurking around the Langhams, I guess?
I
Ah.
Let's see.
I do know a
I can neither
couple of
confirm or
Indian
deny.
restaurants that most of these cricketers are really
Ah.
fans
Do you
of.
want to
So
do a quick shout out?
nah,
What's the
no,
name?
no.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill. I don't want to kill them. I don't want to kill them. I don't want to be sued
Right.
for that.
Yeah.
uh,
I want them to train. They need to plug a lot of holes. First hole is stop reaching for like
I'm
sixth,
sure.
seventh
I'm sure
stump.
they know. I'm sure
Leave
they
it.
know. They just need to figure out how to apply it in the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
And bowling. A bit too, it's been a bit short. They need to sort it out. So now the question becomes: so this has been a draw, right? Like we had a chance, but look, by rain, it's come to a draw. So we are going to Melbourne with two tests left, 1-1. Where does that put us in this WTC
That's a
table?
very good
Chai can share
Where is
your
segue
that?
screen. Yeah.
to our predictor. All right.
To our highly technical predictor, which will
All
So I think
right.
Chai and I actually cooked up a few decent
but
scenarios for you, Randeep.
All right. So we did take a go through this probably 3 weeks ago. So let's have another go at this one. A lot of
yeah.
has changed.
So
Yeah,
right now
South
we're out of it.
Africa is leading the
Right now
table.
we're out of it. Yeah,
Australia second, and India
with
third.
decent points
So,
percentage.
right,
Yeah.
maybe Randeep, given you brought up the question, let's go with your picks. All right. Like the last time around, we'll go through the key games. We'll skip the ones that are not relevant in
Yeah.
context of WTC. The next one is, or the next two games within BGT. What do you reckon, Randeep?
Look, if it's based on current form and things don't change, I think Australia will win Melbourne, which will hurt so much. Um, I think Sydney will go to India just because, like Raj said, there's a bit more spinning
Okay, okay.
component to it. So, like
Yeah,
subcontinent,
those are
I
all
think
done.
you've
The
done
next
all the
big
other one.
is the
Oh no,
South
that's already
Africa
done. Yeah.
Pakistan. While
Oh,
It'll be
true.
while we are
What's
it'll
his
be
pitch
recording,
bouncy
like?
and pacey.
Yeah,
yeah,
It'll be
so
Raj,
bouncy and
also
pacey.
uh,
Vance. Oh,
Pakistan
yeah.
lost the T20 2-0 against South Africa. They've won the first ODI, and they got two more ODIs before they jump into the Test series. Just doing a quick form check there.
So okay.
Yeah.
So it's
Pace and
pacey.
bounce.
Is this what
You'll
did you
get
say,
real
Raj?
pace and
It's
bounce. So that South African pitches are almost faster than Australian pitches.
I'll give it to
Both
yeah.
games.
I
And
think
the
South
next,
Africa.
Oh.
Yeah, both games.
ooh. All
I think
right.
both games.
I'm just gonna skip.
They just got rid of Gillespie. I have like no
No,
confidence.
Poor
I
Gillespie.
think
Don't blame on
Gillespie
Gillespie.
retired. No, but I think he resigned, right? Yeah. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
And
don't know
He
what's
left.
gonna.
He left. He left. Yeah.
the
These are
decider.
So
the
what's this? Sri Lanka,
that's the
Australia.
pivoting game. Sri Lanka.
That's this is
Nice
happening
turners.
in Sri Lanka.
Nice
This
spinnies.
this is in Sri Lanka.
Test. Yeah.
And wait, test or oh,
Come
these are
on.
tests. These are tests. Oh, oh.
Ru-
Then, look, I think. Oh, I'm gonna give one to Sri Lanka, one to Australia. One to Sri Lanka, one to
uh,
Australia.
they
Oh.
don't make
Don't
it.
make it.
And okay,
So
this is
it's,
the most tricky or
they don't
interesting
make it.
question. South Africa or Australia? Nice.
I think Australia.
Really
I
interesting.
think Australia will win.
All right, let's go, Raj. Let's
All
go,
right.
Raj.
So I've got one to Australia, one to India,
All
and
right.
then I'm gonna back Pakistan to pull up Pakistan and win both of them.
Ah, all right. Okay, okay.
Oh,
And then draw for these two, I
that
guess.
pushes
So
us. Thanks,
I
Raj.
see where
Thanks.
Raj is
Thanks for pushing us in.
going to here. South Africa, sorry, Sri Lanka, Australia.
Yeah.
Raj.
Draw.
And
My
And
audio's out.
now we can hear you.
no, we can hear you. Oh, but you probably can't hear us.
No.
Hello, hello.
No, we can't hear you,
Nope.
Raj. All right, I'm gonna pick.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Technical
Before we record
difficulties.
it,
Yeah.
Raj did back Sri Lanka down here.
Oh, so one draw, one
That keeps
for
us.
Sri Lanka. That still kicks us
That
out.
puts us on.
Oh, that puts us on the top. No, you got to do the other games. Actually, that puts us on the top. No, you got to do the other games.
And that leaves us
Pakistan
India,
and
Australia.
yeah.
India, Australia again, sir.
All right.
Really think a draw for the first one, Raj? You really think a draw for the first one, Raj? For Sri Lanka and Australia? Raj still can't hear it.
Chai's on mute.
Raj still can't hear it. New? Nope.
No, Raj.
Nope.
That was a secret.
Can you hear us, Raj?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. Can you hear us, Raj? I was asking your first. Oh, okay. No. I was asking your first. Australia was Sri Lanka.
Draw for the Sri Lanka, Australia.
Do you think there won't be a result?
One draw and one
For the first
Australia
one?
win. Sri Lanka win. Because the thing is, they don't have any other spinner outside of Nathan Lyon. So how are they going to survive?
True.
They're not having much confidence in Zappa. Oh, they're
Zappa never
not
really
having much
plays
confidence
test
in
matches.
Zappa.
They'll have someone else come in for spin.
Was there anyone in the Prime Minister's 11 Was there anyone in the Prime Minister's 11 that showed any
Exactly. If you
promise
can't
in terms of
remember,
spin? I can't remember
and
from
they
the top
wouldn't
of
have
my head.
had any lasting impact, sir.
Yeah. No, fair. Chai, what do you think? What's your prediction?
Lots
you're
of
on mute,
technical
Chai.
I'm gonna sorry.
shenanigans.
Yeah. I love how nobody has faith for the Melbourne one. Australia, India is gonna lose.
Cool. I'm going Australia, India.
Oh. All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna do one each for South Africa and Pakistan.
Ooh, one each. Then you're gonna have to give Sri Lanka both of the games.
Also on the same day as Boxing Day. On the Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You don't know. Wait, hold on. It's not. You don't have to bring India back in. It's just who's based on that.
Well, this is the thing, right? The way we were having a bit of a play before, and my predictions were if Sri Lanka wins, it's India, South Africa. It's a draw, India, South Africa. If it's in Australia,
Oh, this isn't bad, right? You can do one draw, one Sri Lanka win.
now I know how Jay Shah decides the WTC finals.
I would just be curious, when does the scriptwriter deduct?
Wait, India
70
was
points
close.
in which
Did you
game?
see that in this game?
You'd be like, oh, wait a second.
So in India was 10 overs behind after I
For-
think the second day, and then Rohit just bowled Jadeja for the first half of the third day to catch up to the over rate.
Mm.
It's crazy. Like,
Oh my god.
all the
But,
commentators are
I
like,
think
"Oh, this
initially,
isn't a really
yeah.
good strategy. You should still win the game. Who cares about the overrun rate penalties? You need to first win the game, and then you can think about that." And Sharma's like, "I need the over rate. I need every single point possible. This one's a draw anyway. Imagine they lost points on a draw."
Oh my god.
We'll have to change the predictor. Yeah.
Then we'll have to change the predictor. You'll be like, I think it'd be interesting next two games. No, but I think it'd be interesting next two games.
And I actually,
Melbourne's
sorry,
not
one
too
last
far
point,
away.
Randeep. I actually think the Australian fixture deciding was actually very strategic to make sure that Australia had the best possible chances of winning the games. Because if you look at India's record in the order of the series, it's meant to get from worst to, well, not the best, but just better. Whereas before it would be the opposite, and that's why Gabba wouldn't have as much rain when they would go and play. Gabba would never be the third test usually, it would usually be the fourth and the fifth. And that way we would avoid all of this stuff. But over here, the thought here is, what gives Australia the best chance to win? Perth. The paciest wicket that they've never faced at the start, give them that. Pink ball, give them that right after. So pink ball is usually the third test. Yeah, it's crazy. I think the only one that stayed on the day was the MCG, right? Because Boxing Day.
I think MCG and SCG stayed as is, but the others have just been swapping around the order.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fun times ahead, people. All yours, Randeep. Outro us.
No, I was just thinking that it's. No, I was just thinking that it's. We're all predicted for the next test. Australia is going to win.
You're going to be at the ground.
Because China are going, but they won. I'm going to be at the ground. I'm going. Let us live. Have a good day. Again, we're going. I'm going. Let us live. Have a good day. Again, we're going day one.
Imagine the one day you guys go. It's a 17 wicket day. That'll be so good. You either want 17 a day wicket or a day where you at least see 2 centuries, regardless from what side. I was so jelly.
Either a run fest or a wicket fest is what I'm expecting.
Yeah. Because imagine you were at Brisbane, right? Even though it rained, but people who went on the second day got to watch a century from Travis Head and Stephen Smith. Oh, money's worth.
Absolutely, money's worth. Look, the whole series is money worth.
Absolutely, money's worth. Look, the whole series is money worth. Like the whole government and Tourism Victoria, Australia, are all really getting into it. So this MCG test is going to be this big bang. This whole show. So, guys, thank you again for tuning in. It's been an amazing episode. Obviously, we're very lucky that this has been a draw because this would have hurt quite a bit. And hamper our confidence, and we see off Ashwin after a great innings and been a great trooper for the Indian cricket team. Again, Ashwin, you've got some extra time, please.
I think he already has his channel.
Well, he's in Melbourne.
with almost 1 million subscribers. I think he's fine.
Yeah, it's right. He's in Melbourne. We are remotely in Australia, in Melbourne, Sydney. So either this 4th test in Melbourne or 5th test in Sydney, we could share. We could co-host.
Yeah, but I think he's already flying back. He's flying back today. Yeah,
that's right.
He didn't waste any time. He was just like,
oh, okay,
I'm out, please. I just wish he got a farewell game. Like maybe he announced it at the end of the series, and then they did something for him in India or something. It would have been so good. I mean, immense amount of wickets, the kind of contribution he's had, World Cup winning player. Like, just hope gave us some more time.
Fair enough. Let's tune in for the next episode, guys.
Fair enough. Let's tune in for the next episode, guys. Once we've completed with test number 4 in Melbourne, hopefully they win, because all our prediction wasn't. Stay tuned and comment. Say your thanks to Ashwin. Tag him saying, hey, thank you for all you've done to the Indian cricket team. And also tag him to come join our podcast, because he's got a little bit of more time. And our last video was somewhere up around here. Put all your comments
and tune in for the next episode.
Next topic and everything, please. And tune in for the next episode.
Take care.
Up to 10.